Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin. Our next topic for today is what does the light want? It's rather an enigmatic question, and let's just discuss what the question might mean for you now and for all of us. So, what does the light want? Well, this is a spiritual question. This is a teleological question. It's a question of who we are, our identity, and why we're here on planet Earth, and where we're going, and what we need to do or need to look into doing and being while we are here. So, the light itself is an interesting word. Sometimes, if you look at things from the outside or from a second or higher perspective, you look at a word in English, for instance, and I do this, it happened to me the other day. I looked at light. That is just a strange concatenation of vowels and consonants. And where did it come from? So we like to look into the etymology of words, at least I do, and we can find that if we go back in time a few hundred years, it comes from the Middle Dutch word and then earlier back into the Proto or before the Germanic language itself and the other Germanic languages, not just German. And we can trace it back farther to Latin, of course, as well, to lux, Lux, which is the Latin and the early Roman term for light. Light, in spiritual terms, means the source, it means the cosmos, it means the creator. In terms of physics, of course, it's the Big Bang, the creation out of dark energy and dark matter into material light, that is photons and quasars, and eventually coming together into stars and proto-galaxies, and then eventually galaxies with swirling arms and nebulae and so on and so on. And out of those great masses of suns or lights, we have planets and moons. And so, in our sense, in our solar system here, light refers to the sun, of course, and it also, light refers to the reflected light of the moon, in particular, the full moon. And so, let's look into this in a little bit more detail. The word light itself, how is it defined? The word light is defined as pure radiance, illumination, glow, shine, brightness, irradiation of electromagnetic frequencies. Light, if we say somebody is a great light, we mean they're a great leader, and also that they're an upright, righteous person, someone such as, say, Jesus or the Buddha or Gandhi or Nelson Mandela, or perhaps even yourself, because your proto nature as a divine human being is to be the great light you are. You are a light. In some of our mystical traditions, such as Kabbalah and other Gnostic traditions, and certainly Eastern Buddhist mystical traditions and Hindu mystical traditions, we know that everyone is a spark of the one great light. And in the history of cosmology and world mythologies, we understand that those sparks that were all unity in the beginning of all that is, were then somehow through some evolutionary process, which now physicists and cosmologists are understanding, that there's a need for sparks to emanate and then eventually come back together and then emanate again into their own individuality and then come back together in a conscious, superconscious sense of unity or unified energy field and then emanate again. And this expansion and compression and expansion and compression is how everything in the universe evolves, including the universe itself, stars and galaxies, and of course ourselves as human spirit beings having an earthly physical experience. So we need to understand that the light is a calling, and not only is it a spiritual and an earthly calling, but the light is also calling you. It's the light is guidance. The light is divine guidance. The light is that divine intuition that every one of us in our heart, no matter how old we are, or what background or religion or culture, language or ethnicity or orientation we are, that light is an inner calling and an inner guidance inside you, and it is asking or showing a path or a way, a process, a quest, a journey that when you follow it, it will bring you the greatest happiness, the greatest fulfillment, and the greatest illumination. There's that light sense again, and the greatest enlightenment. Sometimes these epiphanies happen as lightning hitting you, and that's a very interesting kind of concept or experience to have when the lightning strikes you. It's a spiritual lightning and it awakens you. It sorts things out for you. It divides what's unnecessary and meaningless in your life from what's very purposeful, meaningful, necessary, and essential in your life, and the path to choose, whether it means changing your relationship and getting a divorce or a separation from someone that's not on the same spiritual path as you, or it means changing your work and moving into through the enlightenment and the knowing in your heart. The light is choosing to uh, purposefully move you into a path of a new passionate career that would suit you better and your needs and your patterns for growth, evolution, and development. And the light can be calling you to other purposes, to give more to charity or do some work for children in the world, or for many, many different purposes. And for you in this life, you will find that calling when you choose to meditate and relax and rest and open and receive the messages that the light is giving you at this moment. Perhaps some of you, even just listening to these words, maybe the light is speaking to you in your heart at this very moment. And what is the light wanting from you? What is the light calling you to be? And what is the light calling you to do? Now, remember, light actually is life itself. It's not just the light of all the stars and the stellar galaxies and the beauty of the great cosmos. It's on this planet, this watery planet, and this does happen to be Earth Day in 2014, April 22nd. So we're celebrating this all together here. Everything on this planet exists because of the light of all the great light, but in particular our solar sun. And that light creates warmth, obviously, or we would all not be here, and all growth, including plants, as they grow and evolve and they shower us with food and so on. What a grace that is. And the animals that live by the warmth of the sun, particularly the reptiles who need to bask on the hot rocks and the hot sands of the deserts in order to just have life itself and to be able to reproduce and to move and to find their nourishment. So light is warmth. It's not just physical warmth, it's emotional warmth, because we all feel better, don't we, in the winter or the summer when the light is out and the sun is out and the clouds are dispersed and gone, the sky is blue, and we feel that emotional warmth, which also then turns into a mental warmth, a sense of mental well-being, mental confidence, and mental health, in fact. We know that this SAD thing is helped by having a lot of sunlight. And sunlight is the source of a lot of the mineral processes and biochemical processes in our body that gives us vitamin D and many other things as well. But mostly, centrally, the light is your spiritual source and your sense of spiritual well-being and purposefulness. It gives you a sense that the light is shining inside your heart, inside your mind. You can feel it, sense it, see it, hear it, smell it, and taste it. And it's certainly radiating out of your light in your heart. And we always see the light in people's eyes, and that would be the light of your soul from your heart inside your being coming out and sharing that with all other beings in and around you, even at a distance. This great light is calling you. there are many ways to enhance and the radiation and the glow and the beauty and the illumination of this light in you. One of the greatest ways is through meditation and yoga. And the greatest, in my estimation, in any case, it's not perhaps just the most ancient meditation and yoga tradition. It goes back a couple of million years to Lemurian Atlantis and into our present day age, is Kundalini Kriya Yoga, famously and most importantly brought back by Paramahansa Yogananda through his root guru, Babaji Nagaraj. And here you see a photo of Babaji on the cover of one of the books that I have here, who brought Kundalini Kriya back to the 20th century and now the 21st century in order to help people through this dark night of the soul that we are all experiencing, the individual loneliness and depression and sadness and fear, anxiety, and the collective angst of yet another emerging conflict worldwide between peoples, races, ethnic groups, and nations. And so one of the ways to absolutely illuminate yourself, to move into a place of great peace and strength and courage and a daily devotion to the Creator, to the Source, to the light inside you, to keep yourself strong and to keep it real and keep it authentic and keep yourself moving forward in an evolutionary way, is to learn Kundalini Kriya Yoga. Now, there are several on the planet who teach the authentic Kundalini Kriya Yoga, and I've been asked myself to do this, so you may be interested in. You can send me a question or any kind of a comment you want to my website, josephmartinlivingintwoworlds.com, and there's some hyphens in there. Blessings to you. The light is calling you. It does want some things for righteousness, for life, for happiness, for joy in your life. It will give you all the things you need and more. There are many great surprises and adventures in store for you. The light is your truest nature. When you align yourself and become illuminated by your inner light, all the darkness and the deep, dark clouds of depression and angst can be just shredded and transformed into pure light, and you will find and be the joy that you are. Light is life, light is love, light is joy, and light is who you are. All blessings, Dr. Joseph Martin.